Hi, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone is here, settling in. Just saying hi and wanted to have a live today just basically to check in and to talk about just various topics to see how everyone's doing and where we're at, basically. So I see a lot of familiar people in the chat. Welcome. Welcome to Cher. I see her as well. Dave, Archimedes girl. Welcome. Michelle, hi. Just smile. Hi, everyone. So before I start anywhere, I really don't have anything specific that I wanted to talk about. Just wanted to come in and kind of have like an open discussion. Um, but I did want to say thank you to each and every one of you who have showed support to me and to our subs and to our groups. It really means a lot. I've been gone for a week or two and just kind of like thinking about the direction in which I want the channel to go. And I definitely don't want it to be a drama channel. And I'm super paranoid that it started turning into a drama channel, which I will absolutely not. I'm not gonna allow that. So um, just also wanted to remind people that the rule is just no name calling, no trash talking about other creators, and everything should be fine. But I did want to ask people if they have had a chance to read an article that was posted by the Honor Network that I thought was very interesting and very informative. I'm going to put it up on the screen now. Let me see. So I'm just going to check chat now. Did anyone read this article or this blog post? Hi, everyone. Hi, Patricia Jackson. Hi, Kellyanne. Okay, a couple of people have read it and others haven't. So I think it was very informative, and I think it helps clear up a lot of confusion in terms of what's harassment versus what's not harassment. It's a bit lengthy and it gives specific examples. So I would recommend everyone read it, and I'm actually going to read it now as well, just so we can all kind of, just so we can all be on the same page in terms of like what we can and cannot discuss. Um, okay, so this article is from August 5th, and the title is Offensive versus Illegal Content. Why is some online abuse protected? One of the most frustrating aspects of reporting content is understanding and acknowledging the difference between content that is offensive, sometimes grossly offensive, but protected, and content that is actually illegal or a violation of a social media platform's terms of service. This line can be especially blurry if the content in question is about you or about someone who you care about. People have a legal right to believe the most ridiculous things. They have the right to share those beliefs with others in person and online. Even if you and I might find those beliefs to be foolish or even offensive, what they don't have the right to do is defame a living person. In this country, people who have passed don't have the right to be free from damage to their reputation. But you can't make a claim about a living person that would hold them in a bad light or potentially damage their reputation unless the claim is true. People also don't have the right to harass people, whether claims that they are making are true or not. So let's keep reading. Let's look at two of the most common types of reports that end in the removal of content: defamation and harassment. Example: Mary's husband Bob has died. Jack has a YouTube channel devoted to discussing true crime cases. Okay, so Mary's husband Bob died, and Jack is a YouTuber. Defamation requires a direct statement made as if it were fact about a living person by someone perpetrating to know the truth through insider knowledge that is in fact a lie. Protected speech. If Jack made a video and claimed that Mary's husband was murdered, even if there's no evidence, that is legal. In fact, if the case was high profile, was on the news, had TV shows about it, etc., it would be very common for people to make videos, blogs, or posts discussing the case, or even making complete guesses about what happened to Bob. Jack had claimed that Bob was a cheater, con artist, an abusive husband, but because Bob is passed, Bob no longer has the right in the US, and his family don't have the legal rights to protect his reputation. Of course, that sort of post would be really offensive to Mary and her family. She would feel that it was a violation of her privacy. She might feel that it damaged her husband's reputation, but under the law, this is not illegal. Further, if Jack, the YouTuber, created a video or a post and claimed that Bob deserved to be murdered, again, that is offensive, but not illegal or actionable, unless it falls under the harassment definition. But more about that later. Now, actionable or non-protected speech. Now, if Jack made a video claiming that Mary killed her husband, or that some other living person murdered Bob and the police had not arrested that person, that would be actionable because it's defamatory or holds Mary in a bad light to the public. If, however, Mary was arrested or named as a person of interest, speculation about Mary's guilt would not be defamatory. So if Mary was arrested or named as a person of interest, speculating about her guilt would not be defamatory. Okay, so now harassment. In order to qualify for that definition, harassment requires repeated, unwanted contact by the harasser to the victim. Non-actionable. So continuing with our example, if Jack makes a video and claims that Bob was murdered and simply posts it online, it's not harassment. Even if Mary saw the video and was offended or upset, even if friends and family of Mary found the video and were incensed, the existence of a non-defamatory video doesn't equal harassment, even if the content is offensive. Now, what is actionable? If Jack makes a video and claims that Bob was murdered, and then emails a link to that video to Mary directly, that is potentially harassment. If Jack emails it or similar posts multiple times clearly to unsettle Mary, that is actionable harassment. If Jack makes a video and claims that Bob was murdered and posts that video on Mary's personal Facebook account or other social media, that is potentially harassment. If he continues to post unwanted content on Mary's personal Facebook page, that is also actionable harassment. So, do you see the difference? If Jack makes a video and claims that Bob was murdered and posts it online, and that's the end of it, that's not harassment, nor is it defamation, slander, or anything like that. However, if Jack posts a video and then starts reaching out to Mary and sending her unwanted messages and unwanted links and things like that, that would be considered harassment. And then this is where it gets sticky. celebrity or people who seek fame versus private citizens. So, in this country, a person who actively seeks fame or public attention is generally required to meet a higher threshold of defamation and harassment before content is actionable. What constitutes celebrity can be subjective. A movie star, musician, politician, or other public figure has chosen to pursue life in the public eye. But what about someone who is in the public eye because they have been a victim of a crime? Generally, the law treats people who didn't seek fame not as celebrities, but as private citizens, which affords them greater rights to privacy. So even though we may know their names thanks to interviews or news coverage, victims are afforded the same protections as private citizens. If a victim chooses to use their ability to interact with the media to create a platform, that private citizen status can change. Victims who write books, go on speaking tours, sell their story for films or TV shows, or participate in documentaries are typically seen as seeking fame and lose some of that protection. Does that make sense? True crime commentary. Globally, people love a captivating crime story. Entire television channels are dedicated to examining crimes, especially unsolved crimes or salacious headline grabbers. Thanks to blogs, YouTube videos, and podcasts, regular people now have the ability to create content about crimes, discussing and speculating about the crimes they see on the news. As long as the creators of these true crime shows don't violate the rights of the victims' families or others, true crime commentary is perfectly legal. Of course, the family members of victims are often extremely upset that their loved one is being discussed and speculated upon for entertainment by strangers. So if Jack makes a video discussing the death of Bob and speculating that he was murdered, as long as Jack doesn't claim that Mary murdered him, unless Mary was arrested or named as a person of interest, as it said above, he's allowed to create that video, post that video on his own channel, and even charge money for access to that video. All of that is legal. Let's say that a friend forwarded Mary a link to a video that appears on Jack's True Crime channel. That video discusses and speculates about the death of Bob. If Mary contacts Jack and asks him to remove the video and stop discussing Bob's death, and he refuses, that isn't harassment. In fact, if Mary continues to contact Jack, demanding that he remove the content, Mary can be guilty of harassing. Now, isn't that interesting? He had a legal right to create these non-defamatory videos, even if they are offensive. If Mary or her friends and family contact Jack and ask him to remove the content, but instead he makes more non-defamatory content, and the communication descends into name-calling and back-and-forth accusations in the comments section, officials tend to view that as voluntary engagement. In order for harassment to be actionable, Jack has to do something to connect his content to Mary directly by emailing her links or posting content on her personal social media. If Mary is choosing to seek out Jack's content, that action is not harassment in the eyes of the law. In fact, Jack is probably thrilled that Mary and her family and friends come onto his page and attack him online, since he can sell his followers on the ability to interact with the quote unquote murdered man's wife. So, summary: the Honr Network reports and removes tens of thousands of pieces of content each year. However, we do not have the ability to simply remove content that we find offensive. We have to work within the bounds of the law and within the terms of service of each internet company, understanding the legal limitation of defamation and harassment, and reporting actually actionable content goes a long way to helping us protect victims. So basically, the Honor Network posted this to help clarify some of the differences between what's reportable versus what's free speech. And I found it very helpful and very interesting. And yes, hi Stephanie. Yes, this is very, very important. Um, and it lays it out. Basically, the examples that it uses, it really helps us understand that, yeah, we have certain protected speech, and there is a line between defamation and harassment. And one thing, I mean, I learned a lot from this article, but to summarize, you cannot defame a dead person is one, and we can agree or disagree about it, but it is the law. So if people, I haven't personally seen this a lot, but if people say bad things about Shanann, yeah, it's offensive, but it's not illegal. So I don't know. And same with the Rusak family. Like, n- nobody's sending them links. Nobody. I'm not doing anything. I'm not reaching out. Never talked to them in my life. Yet they get sent. I'm sure they get sent a lot of stuff. That's very, very offensive. Um, but again, it's not harassment if you just find it offensive or don't agree with it. Like I don't know. So I just wanted to put that out there. What do you guys think about that? Yeah, the same would go with NK, in my opinion, from my understanding, um, because she was interviewed in the investigation. She was a person of interest or a witness, or she was named in the investigation. So, and the discovery was released by the government, like the authority on this criminal case. So, um, let's see. Cher says, I'm glad you're sharing this, but it's still so bizarre how this CO pops up for this case and only this case. That's just CO, like this company, you mean? I like I said, Cher, I did a lot of research on this company or this organization, and like I honestly believe that they were approached by either the family's legal team, but I don't think that this organization reached out specifically to them. Yeah. Hi, Angel Eyes. Uh, we're just having a general discussion. I just read a post from the Honor Network about harassment and defamation. So I agree, Stephanie. It's also important for victim of crime and family members of victims to read as well. Patricia says, if we use, in my opinion, we're okay. I think this is a slippery slope. I think saying, in my opinion, is can be misused. But typically, if you share your thoughts about, I don't know, let's say if you in your opinion, NK was involved, for example, or in my opinion, NK was involved, like, yeah, that is protected. But I can't say, you know, in my opinion, I know for a fact that NK did commit murder, for example. Does that make sense? I think, anyways. If anyone knows any different, please feel free to. Yeah, offensive does not equal harassment. That's right. Yes, Sally. Saying, in my opinion, does not stop you defaming a person and is actionable. Right. So again, it's that defamation of a living person, I guess. Yeah, like, in my opinion, does not protect you from that. Thank you, Emmanuel. What is justice going on? Yeah. And that's fine. So Justice 100 for Win thinks that it's against that it goes against free speech, but again, there's a fine line. And yes, we do have the freedom to speak, and we have freedom of speech. But again, like, it comes with a responsibility, I think. And right, Kellyanne, like, if there's, so we're talking about defamation as one like topic on its own, and harassment being another topic of its own. And for harassment, it just has to be continued and unwanted contact. Um, so it can be about anything. Scottish Queen says, personally, I think everyone has a right to an opinion, but I don't agree with people messaging the people involved and asking questions. We have YouTube, Facebook groups, and Discovery to find answers. I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that for the most part. Like, some some people who are victims and survivors of crime actually do want to engage the public and make themselves open and available for that. So so that would be, a different story in that case. But if if a person clearly says that they don't want to be contacted, or don't want to speak about the case, and people continue to do that, then that's more questionable, in my opinion. So, so yeah, that's one thing that I wanted to go over. Does anyone have any questions about this before I kind of move on? Hi, Tiffany. Let's see. Chris says, what I've seen on some of these channels and their language they use to get their point across is disgusting, and I'm not easily offended. Yes, Chris, I agree. Thanks, Evelyn. Yeah, I just wanted to read that because I really think when I first read it, it just and I love definitions and stuff like that, but I suck with giving examples. So I think um, this article really was just concise and it summarized it very well and it used a relevant example. Oh, great. I live a very pink life. I'm glad that it helped. Yeah, Emma, I agree. I'm also like all of my, like the red flags sorry, that was the wrong one. Where is it now? I lost it. Hi, Teresa. Between the lag and the chat and StreamYard and everything else, I feel so discombobulated right now, but I'm sure it's more in my head than it is in reality. So, but yes, Emma, I agree that, NK obviously, like her actions. I mean, I don't know, but sometimes when people talk about or minimize NK in this case, it just it, it frustrates me because it's almost insulting to my intelligence when people try to minimize that she sat there for 4 interviews with federal agents that she lied through, and the fact that she deleted messages, and the fact that her phone pinged there, the fact that she was able to describe aspects of evidence that would later be relevant, but at the time the cops didn't know um, the details of the case. So, for example, the fact that on the 14th and the 15th, she was already talking about mattresses and sheets and blankets, you know, um, that kind of stuff is obviously going to make you suspicious. And waving it away as, oh, she's just guilty for being with a married man. Yeah, she is guilty for being with a married man. And she could also be, involved. I'm like, again, involved more than what we know. And I'm not saying that she did any illegal, like she didn't, I'm not saying that she murdered anyone. Like I'm saying, I was saying earlier today, we were on a call and I was thinking, like, even let's just say, just hypothetically, let's say that she was there, and let's say that, they had sex one last time, because Shannon was coming home. And let's just say, for whatever, let's say that she fell asleep in the basement and she slept through the whole night. Okay. And let's say Chris did what he did and all of that, and she just slept through all of it and woke up the next day and, freaked out, and then proceeded to do whatever else she did, delete messages, do this, that, the other, you know, even though she didn't physically do anything, the fact that, like, she didn't report it, the fact that she lied, the fact that she deleted evidence, like, all of those are crimes. Just like we saw in the Patrick Frazee case, where KK got a slap on the wrists for basically cleaning up a crime scene. Um, so it's not unheard of, but it's just me. Yeah, this is another thing that's bizarre too. Why was a 30-year-old woman able to have her dad with her during the interviews? You know, oh, hello, Unjustified. Welcome. Yeah, so Queen for a Day says a handful of NK's buds are on Reddit defending her and swearing at those that question her sketchy behavior. I think it's Trent and friends. Yeah, I'm not sure. It could be anyone. This is the internet. Like I'm just still just this whole experience since being on YouTube and around YouTubers and this true crime community. Um, I've just been I'm still a little shook with just how messed up some people are online. But it's literally could be anyone. And that's why I need to ground myself when I look at cases. Like, I can't do social media. Like, for example, with the Letitia Stout case, for a while before she got arrested, she was on Facebook, she was in groups, she was calling people, talking to them. It was just a lot of activity online. And, channels like Plunder were right on top of it. She got everything. They were reporting, the posts that Letitia made and stuff like that. I personally can't deal with that. I like to look at crimes that have that have the actual official documents, whether it's an unsolved crime, whether it's a solved crime. It's not about a need to solve the crime. That's not what it's about for me, at least. I'm just interested in the psychological aspect of murder and crime, and it fascinates me, and it always will. So yeah, so I just prefer to kind of have all the information there already. Um, yeah, and lately I've been following. I want to actually pull something else up. So recently, I'll pull up this news article. I was watching a trial. Hold on, 1 second. Has anyone watched the Jacob Cayer trial that went on for the last couple of weeks? But anyway, so this is another Wisconsin case, and this guy Jacob Cayer murdered Sabrina and her mom, Sunny, and he also stabbed Sabrina's boyfriend through his arm, and just was on a rampage. And I think the boyfriend, from my understanding, the boyfriend was able to somehow incapacitate Jacob. So basically, Jacob used to date Sabrina. Okay, they used to be together, and they broke up, and now Sabrina's seeing this Jacob guy, and or not Jacob, sorry. What's the boyfriend's name? I can't remember the boyfriend's name. Oh, see, they don't even mention him here. Joel, here he is. Yeah. So he went in, he killed the mom, and then Sabrina and her boyfriend Joel came home to Sabrina's mom's house, and Jacob was already inside, and apparently he jumped out of a linen closet or whatever and attacked them with a knife. So he was able to kill Sabrina, and he also stabbed Joel and ran off, and was later found in the woods bleeding as well. So he was on trial, and he pled not guilty due to reason of insanity. And that to get found guilty but not responsible is so rare. It's less than 1%. And the fact that just watching this trial, Jacob actually also testified in his own trial for his own defense, and he was, talk about offensive. He was offensive on the stand, to say the least. I mean, he was cussing, he was telling people off. He flipped off the prosecutor. I'm not kidding. This guy gave the middle finger to the prosecutor during cross-examination. So I mean, obviously it demonstrated that he's clearly disturbed. But at the same time, I just don't know that they made the right decision in this case. I don't know that, yeah, I don't agree with this verdict. So, oh, that's right, Maxine. She, see, he didn't even show up to phase 2 of his trial. Yeah, yeah. So, in order to be found not guilty, this is the part that the part of the law that he had to qualify, that the jury had to find him guilty for. So it says, after nearly 3 hours of deliberation Thursday evening, jurors unanimously agreed that Cayer had a mental illness when he committed the crimes, but decided 10-2 that he was not guilty of those crimes by reason of mental disease or defect. In other words, he was guilty but not responsible because of his mental illness at the time of the crimes. Hawk said after the verdict was announced on Thursday, the State Department of Health Services will admit Cayer to a mental health institution instead of going to prison. He will not be able to apply for conditional release due to potential harm to others. Despite his defense attorney's recommendation to come to the courthouse for Thursday's second phase of the trial, Cayer refused to take part or appear in court. He appeared in person for the first part of the trial. So then it gives the details about the case. But let's see. Yeah, and then he said that he didn't remember most of what happened in attacks, and he claims that he was abducted and dragged. Right, because he was bleeding as well, actually, because I think the boyfriend, um, oops, the boyfriend was able to get a good punch in or something, and he was transported to the hospital, where he still maintains that he doesn't remember anything. He remembers, you know, some details, but not all. It's just all fishy. So if you haven't watched this trial, I recommend watching it. I might make a video with just maybe like the highlights of the trial and not just go into, the whole thing. But it's interesting. Like, this case is definitely interesting to me, because I was just really surprised that it rarely ever happens. That's right, Dana. Yes, the boyfriend Joel hit Jacob over the head with a shovel. That's right. That was in the garage, right? Oh, thank you, Ruth. Thank you. Yes, I will put all the links in the description of the stuff that I. Hi, Real Justice. He says it doesn't sound as interesting as the Watts case. Have you been following the Leila Cavett? Is it Kevit case? I think that one's full of interesting characters. Actually, I don't know if you're all familiar with it, but actually this morning they arrested a man for lying to federal agents. He has not been he has not been named an official suspect yet. So, but yeah, real, you haven't heard? I don't know. Who can give me a show of hands of who follows the Leila Cavett case? Yes, Evelyn, that is the witch doctor. You're ready to testify. He's been working on a real justice says he's working on an appeal and he's ready to testify. Well, I mean, do you want to come on and talk about it? We'd love to hear from you. Let me see if I can pull up something. I took some notes earlier. Let's see. All right. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to find the article. Lexi asks, why does it seem like Colorado seems lax? For example, Suzanne Morphew. What do you mean lax? Like in terms of, yeah, I'm not sure. In arrests for lying. Yeah. So yeah, Lexi, I'm not sure. I think, like, I think that lying to agents is one of those charges that they might use to keep people when they don't have enough direct evidence for something else. Like, you know, so if they, for example, in this Leila Cavett case, if they suspect that this guy Shannon had anything to do with her disappearance, they arrested him for 2 counts of lying to federal agents, so that they could hold him while they continue to investigate. But I don't think they would actually criminally pursue someone with only those charges, because I think they're ultimately in the Watts case, whether or not, you know, regardless of what happened and what we think happened, or, you know, I think that the fact that, like, he admitted to it, you know, and he gave them a confession, it certainly changed the course of their investigation. And I think they, you know, wrapped it up right then and there, because I honestly think they didn't have the knowledge or information at the time to consider others being involved, just because, I mean, if Chris annihilated his whole family, then they would probably go off of the profile of a family annihilator, you know, and yeah, like those guys usually don't have help, but Chris doesn't fit other, like the other family annihilator characteristics, if you will. I just think this is a unique case that is not, it's not easily defined by labels and by words that are meaningless. You know, like people say, like, Chris is a narcissist. Okay, great, Chris is a narcissist. That doesn't explain why this happened. You know, it's, I don't know. I'm talking too much. Oh, thank you, Amy. That's so sweet of you. And like I said in the beginning, I do read your guys' comments and your messages, and it really, it helps. It helps, and it means a lot to not just myself, but all of us, and our mods, and thank you for that. Yeah, that is true, Stephanie. Most family annihilators kill their family in August, and they're usually in their 30s. That's right. I did. I did read that too. I thought it was odd, and I guess they were saying like, why August? And August, it's the end of the summer, and that's when actually, Murder Monday is the day that the girls were supposed to start school, and it's like officially the end of summer. And I think the article that I read, they were saying that that could be potentially part of the reason that um, it's the end of the summer, and things are starting to go back to like a normal flow. And not to mention that during the summer, people are also like, you're at home and you see your kids, and it's more stressful. I don't have kids, but I hear from other parents that when kids are at home from school, um, that can get really stressful. Yeah, and usually family annihilators do kill themselves as well. And even though Chris said that he had some thoughts, which is why he brought the gas can with him, I honestly think that's just a bunch of baloney, because yeah, it's like literally makes zero sense. When you think about, I don't know, like, Chris doesn't strike me as the person who would set himself on fire, you know? Yeah, so, oh, but that's right. I was gonna see, my attention span is like, um, not a squirrel, but you know what I mean. So I was gonna look up the Layla case as well. Yeah, misunderstood. Oh, wait a minute, sorry. She says, or he, I'm sorry. I think she was trying to get her life together. Wait, hold on. Sorry. That's not the comment that I was looking at. I'm just so all over the place. Mm. Yeah, misunderstood was saying that she can't believe that he thought he would get away with it. Um, so yeah. Why does that? My computer is doing whatever it wants. Like, it's clicking on different things. Patricia, Dr. B, did you follow or hear about the Denise Williams Bryan Winchester case? I don't believe I have. I don't think so. But yeah, let me just pull up this case. I feel like I need some background music or something because it's awfully quiet. All right. So Sorry, my computer is like slowly crashing. Okay, Patricia, I'll look at it. All right. Can you see this? Yes. So this is an article for CNN, and it was asking for the public's help um, for locating Laila. So Laila is a 21-year-old, and she was last seen July 26th in South Florida, just hours before her 2-year-old son, Camden, was found walking without shoes in an apartment complex in Miramar, according to George Pirro, the special agent in charge of the FBI's Miami field office. Pirro said the woman arrived in Florida alone with her son a day before she was last seen and spent time in Hollywood, Miramar, and Fort Lauderdale Beach before her very, very mysterious disappearance. Her vehicle was found in Hollywood on July 28th. The FBI isn't necessarily ready to reveal all the information they have, but authorities are exploring every angle. Along with our other law enforcement partners, we are aggressively pursuing a large number of leads. Kevit, which is Laila, is about 5 feet 4 inches tall, about 120 pounds. Her son's name is Camden, is tattooed on her right inner arm, and a Jesus fish is around her right wrist. Now, there is someone else who is familiar, obviously, with Laila, and during this press conference, the FBI were imploring the public to come forward with information. And he said authorities believe people who are familiar with the circumstances surrounding Laila's disappearance remain in our community, while some have left the area. Oftentimes, members of our community have information of value but do not come forward because of concerns that it may not be important. I urge you to come forward even anonymously. So after the press conference, there was a guy, his name is Shannon Ryan. You can find him on Facebook. He's some sort of a Kundalini witch, whatever. I'm not too familiar, so I don't want to misrepresent him. But he definitely has some different practices, like some new age practices. And he made a 52-minute live on his own Facebook where he basically tells his side of the story of how he met Laila, what happened, why she was in Florida, how she ended up there, and it's very interesting. So I'm not going to play it now, but I will put the link in the description as well. Maybe we can talk about it in more detail and kind of like do an overview. But I just wanted to bring that case up. I see that the chat is still talking about NK stuff. So I'm just looking. Hey, RC. How's it going? Long time no see. Let's see. Are there any questions? Yes, Megan, please do look at it. It's interesting. I kind of want to play. I kind of want to play that clip, just because it's just so like, I don't know. Like this guy is absolutely like he's very animated, and he tells his story. Yeah, like, screw it. Let's just play it. So this is a guy, like I said, he's gonna explain his side of the story of why he was the last person to see Laila. So that should be interesting, right? And we'll just listen to it together, and can kind of like I'll stop from time to time just to maybe make a comment or two. I hope the sound will work on it though. This is like I'm not prepared for this live at all. Like I had no topic. I was just in my head for the longest, and I was telling the girls like, I just need to go and check in with people. So let me just set this up. One second. Um, Sorry guys, let me just pull it up because I. One sec. All right. So I'll play it from his Facebook, and yeah, so if you guys want to, you can go look for it yourself as well.
Greetings, family.
But it's on his private, or not private, it's on his business page on Facebook. And I don't know how to, of course. I don't know how to like make it, but one second. Okay, so can you see this and hear it actually?
It's a beautiful day outside, enjoying the day after Lion Gates 9, so I'm born, birth into existence. Today, I want to talk about Leila Cavett, or Kevit, who she is.
Can you hear him? Oh, perfect. All right, great. So again, this is his name is Shannon Ryan, and he's a magnetic kundalini. So he released a statement, which I thought was very interesting. So let's see.
And what my connection is to her. Layla's missing right now. And I just want to say this.
Oh, sorry about that. All right, I don't know what I'm doing. Let's try that again.
Greetings, family.
All right, I'm not gonna touch anything.
It's a beautiful day outside, enjoying the day after Lion Gates 9, so I'm born, birth into existence. Today, I want to talk about Leila Cavett, or Kevit, who she is and what my connection is to her. Layla's missing right now. And I just want to say this. Why is it the only connection that you made between me and Leila Cavett is the one that I posted? I've seen some people show up on my post and say some real ignorant ass shit. Real ignorant ass shit. Yeah. Some of the same individuals that I've been helping for the last 5 or 6 years. Why is it you have a missing girl
Oh,
or
you
a
can't
missing
hear
woman,
him?
and the last person that seen her, which is me, who talked to the police, you ain't heard nothing about me. The
All
police ain't.
right, I'm so confused. Can people hear him? Okay, good. So you can hear him. All right. And for those who are just joining, this is um, the Leila Cavett case. Um, Basically, it's a 21-year-old young mother who disappeared in South Florida, and her baby was found wandering. And this guy came forward a couple of days ago, like about a week ago, and basically just posted this video. He's basically, yeah. So that's what we're watching.
Flash my name across the newspaper. They haven't put me on TV.
All right, like I promise this is the last time that I'm interrupting. But he does cuss a lot. So yeah, if you have sensitive ears or whatever, just a warning that he does cuss a lot.
Watch yourself. Watch yourself. Because you end up making yourself look even more foolish toward the end. Hmm. We have a missing woman. And I gave the police everything that I know. Everything. But here it is. And this y'all first time hearing of this. Or hearing of my connection to it. Why did I post that? Because I posted the pictures. I put the material up. Because I wanted to draw attention to the fact of what is actually going on. Hmm. You know, people have begun to say, he's guilty. I'm guilty. Why am I guilty? And let me remind you, I put the information up there. You ain't heard shit about me. I posted it. He's guilty. Why? He has a felonies. He did things in the past. Yeah, I did some burglary when I was younger, and I sold drugs when I was younger, and I went to prison too. See, that was the dirt that I grew up out of. That made me the God that I am today.
So he just basically said that, yeah, he has a criminal past. He was in prison. He's been out of prison for 6 years. And he claims that, people can change. Now, I just want us to listen to him with an open mind. Yeah, he's different. He's definitely animated. But the problem that I'm having personally, for someone who has a criminal past, and obviously he is more aware of his own past than anyone. For him to like come out public like this and to bring attention to himself, it's a little bit too dangerous. And if we think about, like a sociopath, for example, like they don't want to bring negative attention to themselves. Like, I don't know. So just, yeah, just listen with an open mind and just try to hear the message, and try not to focus too much on the theatrics. Kellyanne says that he's very defensive. Yeah, he does come across as very hostile. Um, but if you listen to his story, I think what he's trying to portray is anger. Like he's pissed off. He's pissed off with the whole situation. He's pissed off with Laila, according to him. So yeah, that's like, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, just listen. It gets better too.
So now, individuals love to try to hold you to a past frequency. You mean I can't change? I can't be transformed? I can't be renewed? Oh yeah, you can do all those things. Yeah, but then the minute something goes wrong, then you go back and say, this is who the fuck he is. Look at what he used to do. He's a criminal, so he had to have something to do with it. Thank you. I appreciate that. Your vote of confidence. As I'm a black man, right? And I'm a criminal. And I was the last one to see the girl. So automatically, I got something to do with it. Thank you, America. Prove my point. Never mind what I've been doing for the last 6 years of my life since I've been out of prison. Never mind the time, the energy, and the effort that I've dedicated to helping people, healing people. How many of y'all have I talked to personally, one-on-one, cried with you? Yeah, he's a criminal. Lock him up. He did it. Yeah, but now, you can't hold me to a past frequency. I am who I am standing in front of you. Here we are. And Leila Cavett or Kevit is missing. Well, let me tell you about my connection to Leila Cavett. I said it was about a year ago. It was almost a year ago. It might be a little bit over a year. I'm living in
Okay, so this is where he begins to tell his story of how he met Laila and how he knows her and his involvement with her disappearance. If you hear snoring, that would be my dog. Stella is fast asleep next to me. So, but yeah, so this is where it begins. So,
Shoals, Alabama, me and my apprentice, Tiffany Sanders, and her son, Cadence. And we're staying in the 3-bedroom house. I'll say it's like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. And there's a thunderstorm, tornado, something going on because the weather's real bad. And I'm getting ready to go to sleep. And I say, I got a knock at the door by 2 a.m. Boom, 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 boom. Don't nobody knock on my door. So now Miss Sanders answers the door. She goes outside. And then she comes back. She said, there's some girl standing out on our porch and with a little baby. And they're wet and they're dirty. And she's saying that her car broke down. I said, okay, babe, I'll go out there and talk to her. So now I go outside and I'm sitting up here and I'm talking to this girl. And here's this girl with these itty bitty 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 shorts on and this little bitty 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 shirt on. And she's covered in dirt and filth. And she's wet. And she's pushing this buggy. And in this buggy is a whole bunch of junk. And it's dirty. And it's filthy. And it's wet. And there's a little baby in the buggy. And here they are. They're walking down a country-ass road in Muscle Shoals, Alabama, pushing a buggy in a thunderstorm, wet, dirty. And she tell me that her car broke down. Girl, you ain't just got out no car looking like that. She tell me she needs you.
right. So he's saying that how he met her is that Laila just showed up at his door and said that her car was broken or broke down or whatever, and that she was pushing her baby in the buggy or whatever he calls it, and that they were dirty and that he didn't believe her. That he basically said like, yeah, no, you didn't come out no car looking like that, you know. So that's the part like where I was saying that he's very animated and very expressive, um, which is odd, but yeah, just trying to keep track of the story because it becomes very convoluted and
Use
it's
my phone.
long.
She needs to call. She's from, I think, Jasper. I need to go to Jasper. I take you there in the morning if I have to, and I'm gonna let you make a phone call. So I go in there and I talk to Tiffany, and we explain it, or I explain it to her, and then so we're gonna let her spend the night. And we'll just figure this out in the morning because it's too late, you know. So boom, I let her come in. I give her a spot in my living room. Boom, here you go. You and your son, y'all can go to sleep right here. Y'all need to take a bath, bring some more clothes out, whatever you need to do. So now when she get up in the morning, her story isn't that her car broke down. Now she's saying, okay, I was living with this girl and we were living in Tennessee and we came back down here. I think they went to Jasper, and as it was coming back through, Laila said she went in the store. Laila said she went in the store, and when she came back out, the girl had left her and all her baby stuff just out there in the parking lot. And she had been stranded in Muscle Shoals since. So I said, okay, what about your parents? Can we just take you to your parents? She said, no, I can't go there. And I was like, well, why? Basically, what it broke down to, she was like, well, they're dysfunctional. And I don't want to take my son to that dysfunctional environment. And then when it really came down to it, I'm like, Laila, what's really the problem? Because usually a person can go home. She's like, listen, when I was younger, we were homeschooled, and my mother and my father molested us. Her words, not mine. And I don't know if it's true, because I know I'm dealing with a liar, but I took her on her word. She didn't want her son in that environment. I go online. I said, well, Laila, right here on your profile, it says you got a sister. She works at Dunkin' Donuts. I don't know if she still worked there, but she worked at Dunkin' Donuts. Why can't we take you over there? And she was like, I can't go over there because when I went over there, she made me and my son sleep out on the porch. I said, Laila, your own sister, knowing you homeless, made you sleep on the porch with your 1-year-old son. That's what you want me to believe. She was like, yeah, you know what? I believe it now. After seeing her action, I believe it. See, now, so Tiffany, that next day, took her around to all the homeless shelters in Muscle Shoals. One like 2 or 3 in a couple churches. And she came back, she's like, they don't want her there. They say she's been there, she's disruptive, she's a runner, and she don't want help.
So I see the reason why I'm also on the fence. I'm going to be moving now, so I hope I don't disrupt too much. But I think the reason why I'm on the fence with him is because he's literally like describing, you know, someone who might be in the throes of addiction. I mean, it's not anything that I'm hearing for the first time, and it's not outrageous. I've worked with a lot of like individuals in rehabs and recovery, and people who are still actively, you know, in active addiction, and that none of this is like unheard of, if that makes sense. So let's keep listening.
Don't want to deal with her no more. And they telling us, the woman told me personally, or told Tiffany personally, that if you deal with her, this is what you're going to deal with. You know, people say that they light workers. People say that they help us. People say that they heal us. But now here I am with a woman with a 1-year-old baby. Let's say about this 1-year-old baby. The baby's 1 year old and he already has rotten teeth in his mouth. And when she got up the next morning, she started feeding this baby cookies and candies and Skittles and honey buns, all the shit that she had been stealing. That's what she want to feed the baby for breakfast. I can see why his teeth is rotten. Laila, here's some breakfast. Here's some food. Here's some vegetables. Feed this to the child. Give this to the child. Oh, he don't want that. He won't can't. He likes to eat what I eat. This is the mentality that I'm dealing with. Okay. So I tell Laila, I said, Laila, listen, I don't really just want to put you out on the street. I don't want to just put you back out there with this little boy and y'all homeless and you pushing the buggy. I tell you what, you can stay here. You stay here. Let me teach you. Teach you tell. Train you. I even help you start off your own business if you want. Whatever you want. And so you ain't got to be out here with you and your son pushing these streets trying to find out where you're going next.
I do. Okay, sorry, I have to pause him. But Kelly says he has his own addictions and a long criminal history. I personally think he's a pathological liar. I can see that definitely. Like that's a possibility. Like he could be making all of this up. He does say that like he has a long criminal history, but like he used to burglarize people. He sold drugs and everything like that. So obviously like he has the capacity to be a criminal and to think like a criminal, and along with that comes the lying, the manipulating, the, you know, so I think all of that is valid, and it's, you know, possible that he's just making all of this up. So I don't know, but yeah, like I said, I just struggle with it. For me, like it could literally go either way. So I'm just really curious as to, you know, what will come of this.
Laila decided to stay. I said about 2 weeks into it, a car pull out in my yard, and I go out there, and there's some woman sitting in the car talking about where Laila at. So I go back and holler, Laila, there's some woman out here, and I don't really let people pull up in my house. Who is it? She said, oh, that's the girl that left me. She came back to get me.
Oh, bye, Stephanie. Thank
How
you.
long have you been stranded? I said, okay, Laila.
Thanks for being
You finna
here.
go with her? I mean, I don't want to be a burden. I said, Laila, listen. Whew. It's your choice. You can stay and we can continue to grow because you already see what I'm doing, or you can go with her. Laila decided.
All right. So I have like very little patience. So I don't know if I can sit through this whole entire video, especially if it's unplanned and my phone is like ringing off the hook. But yeah, he was arrested this morning. He was taken in by the US Marshals on 2 counts of lying to federal agents. And but they did specify that he's not a suspect and that it's not a criminal investigation. So yeah, I don't know, but basically in his story, like he says that Laila comes to Florida because of him, because he called her down because she had apparently bought a truck or traded a truck, and she came down to Florida for him to buy her truck from her. And he gave her $3,000, and they went to the beach and went out to eat. And then when they came back to the Walmart parking lot, um, according to him, a black car pulled up and asked her if she wanted to party. And he said that no, she doesn't want to party, but according to him, oh yeah, they knew each other, Megan. They lived together for a month or two. See, Laila was homeless at some point in her life, and she was homeless when she met him. So, so basically, I think the anger that he's portraying in his video is he was saying earlier, that like where was her family when she was homeless, because he's saying like now everybody wants to say that I did something wrong or that I did this and I did that, but none of her family was there when she was homeless with that baby. And I thought that was a good point. So, everything that he's saying could be bullshit, but he does make a couple of good points. And like that was just interesting. Well, I think there's definitely more to the story. Like I think that he might be like minimizing his involvement or the way that he interacted with her. But yeah, I don't know. Yes, Megan, that she showed up at his door about a year ago, and that's when he met him or her. That's when they first met. So he's telling the whole story from the beginning. Yeah, I think there's truth in here too.
Stay. And as Laila stayed, I got to observe Laila actions. I got a 1-year-old boy here, and he ain't got no teeth in his mouth. I mean, rotten teeth in his mouth. And this girl sits him up in a car chair at the kitchen table, doesn't strut nothing, not even balance right, and he falls out and hit his head. She takes him outside the next day, and we got a concrete porch slab, and she sits him up in the same goddamn seat. And the boy falls and hit his head on the porch. Then, still not learning her lesson, she sits him back up in the chair to where he falls off the porch. Yeah. She loves her son, but boy, now I understand why she told me child services was trying to take her child from her. Now I see why. He got rotten teeth, he's dirty, he's nasty, he's homeless. You dropping him on his head. Now, let's fast forward a little bit. So now Laila wants to help put in some money, and I told her that's unnecessary, but she's used to doing what she do. So she likes to go on dating sites and just meet guys. And then when she meet them, she'll just get in the car with them and go. So I used to say, Laila, just leave your baby here with me if you're going to get in the car with these guys. And she's like, no, I'm just playing them out their money. And that's why I take my son, because I use them as a dick shield. How am I gonna have sex with you and I got my son with me? So I take my son everywhere I'm going. I said, yeah, later, but that dangerous that you get in the car with these guys that you just met online with your child. She's grown and they ain't got no control over that. She's grown.
Yeah, so what he's saying is that Laila would meet guys online and basically go meet with them. And that he was trying to warn her that it's dangerous to take her child with her, but she insisted. Yeah, so right, a dick shield. That's. But believe it or not, in my experience, like working with recovering addicts, this isn't the first time that I'm hearing this.
Laila used to walk off and go to the store. It's about a mile to the store. And then when she come back, she'll come back in a car with some guy that she met at the store that just gave her a ride. Laila, that's dangerous. You shouldn't do that. And don't have them pulling up in my motherfucking yard either. Because I don't play that. This is the mentality of an individual that I was dealing with. 2 months. 2 months into Laila's staying with me. She made contact with some friends from Jasper. The first guy came up there. And I was like, okay, Laila, I ain't gonna, because I don't really let people come to my house. All right, Laila, go ahead, let them come over. So the guy come over, they stay outside, they talk. Then she come back and said, one of my friends finna get ready to come pick me up. He's from Jasper, and we getting ready to go, and I'll be back in 2 or 3 days. I said, okay, Laila, I'll see you in 2 or 3 days. So the next guy pull up, and I don't ever even go outside, and she outside talking to him, boom, boom. I'm in my room. I go to sleep. When I get up, Laila's gone. But not only is Laila gone, a lot of my shit is gone. And she stole my cat. My cat disappeared. Man, cool. Beautiful cat. Peru. Stole my cat, y'all. And now here it is. She comes back after 2 days. I don't even say nothing. I let her stay in that house for 2 more days before I even address this issue of some of this missing shit. And what I noticed was this girl been sleeping with this cat, playing with this cat every day. Now, this cat could have ran away. It's possible. It's possible. It's possible my cat just ran away, y'all. But now here it is, and I got a Maine Coon, and you've been playing with him and sleeping with him and everything. And now for the 2 days that you've been back, you don't even notice he's missing or don't even address the issue or ask, where is he? That's how I know you got my cat.
See, he's a criminal, right? Like he's a criminal, so he knows, like, he's not stupid. He can do his own little investigations. So he's saying here that he has a Maine Coon, whatever those cats are called, and that the cat went missing. And it's, like, she could have sold the cat. It's an expensive cat, right? Isn't it like a pure breed or whatever? So I think that's what he's getting at without really saying it. Like, he's saying that I think that's what he's trying to portray. Like, yeah, she took my cat and then pretended like nothing happened.
And so now I address the issue with her. I confront her. We argue. And I tell her she gotta get the fuck out. I can't have nobody in my house stealing from me. I can't. I'm giving you too much. Ain't nobody giving me no money. Ain't nobody giving me no government support. Here I am taking care of 2 women and 2 children. Ain't that one of them mine? Let's talk about it. Since we light workers, since we help people, well, here I am helping people. Here I am. I just took someone homeless off the street, her and her son, and I gave her a place to stay, and she just stole from me. So you know what? I'm gonna put her back out on the street. So now here we are, and she's crying. Oh, I can't know. I don't know. All that other bullshit, lip service. And I'm looking at her son as I'm getting ready to put her out my goddamn back door because she don't deserve to get put out my front. You finna go out my back door.
All right, I'm sorry, but this is funny. Like, you don't even deserve to be put out my front door. I'm putting you out my back door. Sorry.
And I look at her son. Why did I look at him? Because he's crying. This little boy I've been taking care of for almost 2 months now. and my heart break. She found that last little piece of heart that I had, and she broke it. And I'm like, Laila, come here, because you don't have nowhere to go. So why are you stealing from the only person that offered you a place to go, that offered you a job, that offered to teach you, that offered to give you support, and ain't trying to have sex with you, ain't trying to manipulate you, ain't trying to get in your panties, ask you for nothing. And you want to steal from me. Here we go. I let her stay. But you know what? I got my own plans right now. So in my mind, I'm like, yeah, I got to get her out of the house because she ain't going to continue to take. See, I understand that she's a thief. I've been a thief. I understand that she steals. I steal, so I ain't gonna pass no judgment on her. I just want you to change like I changed. A motherfucker can change, y'all. You can look at a report, or you can look at a person's felonies and say, oh, this is who they are. Nah, that's what's on paper. I'm in the present. I tried to bring her to the present and not her past. Here we are. And I decided to manifest Laila a car. Let her up and get you away from them. And so now, I think it took like a week or two. It didn't take much longer. I don't think she stayed with me much longer after that. Maybe it was a month. Maybe it was a month. And we manifested her a car.
All right. Kelly said he cared enough for her son to have him dropped off at the apartment complex. Yeah, that's where the son was found, but he's saying that, like, according to him, of course, like, he had nothing to do with that. So, but yeah, I paused because he said we manifested her a car. And yeah, I don't know what kind of terminology that is, but I would like some manifestations over here too. So I would like to have manifested something. He's definitely interesting, Michelle. I agree.
The first time Laila leaves my house, here you go again. Here you go. Second time she leaves my house. In her car. So much stuff turned up missing. Oils, herbs, eggs, stones, crystals, about this size. About 50, 60 of them. They just gone all of a sudden. Oh, so I'm mad. Oh, we exchanged all kind of texts back and forth. All right, I didn't take your stuff. I know what you're talking about. Laila, come on. Okay, so here it is. And I hexed her. Till you return all my shit. Till you return everything that you took. You're going to remain homeless. And everywhere that you go, people are going to try to take your son from you. That was my hex. Mm-hmm. And now, here it is.
So he put a hex on her too. And she stole crystals from him and all kinds of stuff. After they manifested the car, she took a bunch of more of his shit. And now he's mad and he put a hex on her. So that's what you do.
Yeah, y'all got to realize I'm all the way thorough and honest. I don't play. So now, here it is. I'd say about 6, 7, 8 months go by. Me and Laila make contact. And forgiveness is good. And here we are, we on a new journey together. I'm showing up online because here she is and she's still homeless. Living with some man that she just met. That picked her up on the way while she was walking down the street to go to work. So she said, I don't know. Here she is and she homeless. Okay, Laila. I'll go ahead. Let's go ahead. I'll teach you. So I'm showing up online and I'm teaching her tarot. Continue where we picked up last left off at. We picked up right where we left off at. Because you know what? Laila's a witch. Natural witch. And so powerful. Because I wouldn't pour into her if she wasn't. So I'm giving her everything that she asked for right here for free. I charge $500 a month. And now here it is. And I'm teaching this girl for free that stole from me. You can't tell me about my motherfucking heart. A couple months go by, me and Laila, we own it, all contact. But we headed in the right direction. And she says, I want it. I'm tired.
Okay, Hattie is asking if he's teaching her tarot. So he calls himself a witch, and he says that he trains other witches and teaches other witches. And so I don't know what that means and what that entails. Hi, RC. I don't know how I broke your heart. Sorry if I did.
If you want it, Laila, got it for you. Same thing that I offered you before you left. Still right here for you. I said about another month or two, because I think she's off in Ohio. Go by. And we really ain't talking as much, but we message. We good. Now, this is where I got to kind of shift the focus of this story to Christina Lawson. Christina Lawson is my intern. I met her around this time. She had been following me for 3-4 years. And finally, we talked. Boom. She joined the mentorship, y'all. So now here we are. And me and Christina, we're meeting up for meetings. And she lives in Hollywood, Florida. And then, during the course of our lessons, she started telling me about herself. She told me that she had a infection that attacked her heart. She ended up having to get a heart transplant. And then when they put the new heart in her, her body rejected the heart. Then on top of that, she has cancer, or caught cancer. And when she began to tell me about all these things, I understood the nature of her problem. I understood some things that the medical doctors, with all their certificates that they got up on that motherfucking wall and all that medicine that they got in their goddamn cabinets, didn't understand. You replaced this woman's physical heart, but the master of the house wasn't consulted. The heart chakra wasn't consulted. Energetically, the heart chakra is rejecting that physical heart and throwing your body into chaos. And you need someone who has attained a certain level of mastery that can take part of his life force and put it into you and fix the problem energetically. Realign your heart and your heart chakra, and the rest of the frequencies will vibe together. So I came down to Hollywood, Florida, because one of my students was sick and having to go to the hospital 2 or 3 times a week.
All right, so remember that Layla's car was found in Hollywood, Florida, in the Walmart parking lot. So now we're at the point in his story where he comes down to Hollywood, Florida, and this is now where this all starts. By this I mean Laila disappearing.
And I began to pour into her holistically and magically transform her life. You need to do this, you need to do this. Boom, let's go out here to the beach, let's go chill in the sun. Whole 9 yards. Why is this important? Because she was the reason why I was still in Florida. Once I got down there and started healing her, y'all know the mental and the emotional healing always comes before the spiritual. During this process, Christina ended up getting sick, caught pneumonia, and I had to rush her to the hospital. So now here it is, now to rush this woman to the hospital. And they won't even let me go up to see her. Yeah. Corona. And she was laying in the hospital dying. The same woman who I came down here and started pouring energy into and started healing and started training her to be my apprentice because she's finna assist me. Help me take care of my business. Help me schedule. Let me train you how to do tarot. And so now, while she's in the hospital, and now I'm not going to leave Florida. Why am I not going to leave Florida? Or why wouldn't I leave Florida? For 2, 3 weeks, I stayed right there in Florida, and I don't even live in Florida, and hung out because I'm waiting for her to get out the hospital. Because she ain't from Florida, and I don't want to leave her stranded without no help, no support, or no family. I was it. I'm it. So now, here we go.
Okay, yeah. No, so let's see. Jen Madison is asking if this was last year. This is all. So he posted this about a week ago, and the girl went missing like at the end of July, July 26th, 27th, 28th, like that weekend. When she came to Hollywood, Florida, is when she went missing. So, and he's saying that his girlfriend, well, I think the police classified her as his girlfriend, although he calls her his apprentice. He's saying that she's in the hospital, and that's why he was in Florida. Like, he wasn't leaving her side.
And now I'm getting ready to go down here to Key West on the beaches and go down here to the Everglades and deal with these alligators. And Christina was the person that was supposed to be helping me, but she can't because she's been in the hospital for 2, 3 weeks at this time. I'm back on the phone with Leila Cavett. She said, "Oh, I had a car, Cavalier, something, and I traded it for a truck." I said, "You traded your car for a truck?" She was like, "Yeah, it got a couple little problems with it, but yeah." So I'm like, "Leila, show me the truck." And she showed me the truck. And I'm like, "Shit, Leila, I need a truck like that. I need a truck just like that because I'm getting ready to go down here to the Everglades and shit. I don't want to go down here in the car." I said, "Shit, let me buy that truck from you." "I'm not selling my truck." I'm like, "Leila, come on, sell me the truck." Now, here's the thing, because I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. Leila's supposed to be coming down to Florida at this time. She's supposed to be coming down since Christina in the hospital, and she's going to help me till Christina gets out the hospital. So she's going to be the one holding the cameras and helping me. Y'all's like, "Why are you getting Leila?" "Because she's a survivor. I'm going out here into the woods, into the Everglades. You don't take nothing but survivors with you." And so now, she says she wants the job. She says she wants to be our apprentice. She says she wants to finish her learning. She said, "I'm going to come to Florida." I said, "Leila, sell me that truck." Leila said, "Give me $3,500. Give me $3,500 for the truck." Now, I said, "Leila, what's wrong with the truck?" She's like, "Well, there's something wrong with the gas line and spark plugs." And I said, "Leila, I'm not going to give you $3,500 for a truck that don't run. You're going to have to drive that motherfucker to Florida before I even give you anything." So now, under my understanding, I'm going to say this again. Under my understanding, I thought I was the reason she was coming to Florida. So now, Leila's going to take $3,500 and stay with me. We got a truck, we got a car, and now I'm gonna get her a place for her and her son, and we for set up business. Now, you might ask yourself, why did this girl drive all the way to Florida to meet some guy? Yeah, because she knew me, and I had taken care of her and her son for a number of months. So I showed that I was able to not only support her and her son, but another woman and her son and my motherfucking self. So she knew she was going into good hands. Now, Laila says that she was coming to Florida. And just like I told the police department, when I talked to them in person, it took her 4 days to make an 8-hour trip. And I thought she was playing, and I thought she was hustling me, and I thought she was wasting my goddamn time. Same thing. I said, nope, because this is what she do. She lie, and she'll manipulate you, and she'll trick you. And I'm like, oh, damn, why this girl? I'm supposed to be going down here to Key West and then the Everglades, and you wasting my time, Laila. I'm finna go. I ain't got time for this. Oh, this is messages that I showed the police department. 4 days. I'm 5 hours away. Then she go back, no, I'm 8 hours. I'm 6 hours away. No, I'm 2. I showed this to the police. I just want y'all to see the inconsistency of what she's telling me. An 8-hour trip took her 4 days. So I don't know what she was doing in Florida during those 4 days. But as I showed the police department, this is what time she showed up to me. And this is where we were standing. And this is where the camera was at when she got here. When she pulled up, at Racetrack, which is right a couple lots over from Walmart. We pulled right over there to Walmart. Right over there, where her truck would park at. Yeah, let's talk about it. And then she got out her truck. Did I get out too? I think I got out. Did we hug? I don't know. She got in the car with me. Boom, and we pulled off, just like I told the police department. We went to Pollo Tropical in Fort Lauderdale.
See, this is where the story gets weird for me. Like this part isn't clear. He's naming all of the places they've been, and he's saying that the security cameras, they can look at the security cameras there, which I'm assuming they already have and have all that stuff, but I don't know, like it just kind of like he went into extreme detail of everything else up until this point, and now we're actually getting to the actual scene. Like he's talking about the Walmart parking lot. He's saying he was there. He's putting himself on the scene. And so now when some of these details become important, he's just kind of like breezing through them. So yeah, same funny. It's starting to get weird. I guess for some people he's been weird from the get-go, but I don't know, like I enjoy listening. I enjoy the theatrics. He's funny.
About her and her son, a feast. And then we went right out here to Fort Lauderdale Park. Park Beach. And we ate. Her and her son. We ate. We smoked weed. We got high. She went out on the beach. I went to go work out. We sat out there for a couple of hours. She got in the car. Now, of course, we didn't discuss business and things of that nature. That ain't none of y'all business. Then we went to the Cheesecake Factory to get something to eat. That's also on camera, too. I'm pretty sure they can pull that up, too. Now, once we left there, I think we ended up eventually going back towards Hollywood. Yeah, Hollywood. Bing. This is the exact same thing that I tell the police officer. Man, I was asleep. We pulled up to the gas station. Boom. When I pull up to the gas station, it's some guys in a car that she talking to. These guys look for me because it's like some motherfucker that she was talking to at the beach. And you just got to know, Laila, she a friendly motherfucker. And she don't care nothing about your boundary. She would tear your boundary down and start a conversation with you. And you going to talk to her. So this is her energy. This is her frequency. And like I told you, like some guys she was talking to at the beach, but I'm not sure. And like I said, it seemed like she was down here longer than what she was telling me. So I don't know if she know him or not. But when we pulled up to that gas station and I was waking up, she was already in a fucking conversation. And I told them, just pull back up the cameras. Pull back up the cameras. And then you'll see that she's talking to some guys in a black car right at the gas pump. And now me waking up, my ego, because she's having a conversation and this guy asked her, do you like to party? That was just his exact word. Do you like to party? That's what I'm hearing as I wake up. And then I'm like, damn, don't these dudes see me? They can't see me in the car. So
All right. So this is the weird part, right? So he's saying that they were in a parking lot of the gas station and he somehow fell asleep, or he was sleeping in the car or something, after they went out to eat and they smoked some weed, and then all of a sudden, like a black car pulls up and they ask Laila if she wants to party. So now this is his response to that.
I get out the car. It's my ego. And I walk right over there and said, nah. She don't like the party. She good. Like, they're like, oh, and then they pull off. Now I go back around to her and I was like, what the fuck is that? She's like, no, I know them. It's cool. I said, Laila, how the fuck do you know them? You just got to Florida. You don't know them. She's like, yeah, I do know. Laila got her and her son and got in the car with those guys. I want y'all to hear me. I'm at Racetrack. Walmart is Like, not even they basically almost right next to each other. And this is how I explained to the police officer. So I want y'all to hear me. So now, when she get in the car with these guys, and I said, it got to be on camera that I leave racetrack and go right over there to Walmart parking lot. Right there, right there, right there, right there in the truck. Shit. Boom. And I go to sleep under the understanding she'll be back. This is what she do. When I wake up in the morning, she didn't come back. She told me she was gonna sleep in her truck. She didn't sleep in her truck because she never came back. So now I get up in the morning and I'm waiting and I'm waiting. And like my whereabouts, first of all, Walmart, cameras, car. And then when I leave Walmart parking lot, I drive to racetrack, again, cameras. And then I sit there all day because they had free Wi-Fi and I wanted to get off my data. So I'm sitting there all motherfucking day long on camera, going in and out of racetrack, talking to the clerks and everybody in the store the whole day. Besides when I went to go get some weed and came back, got high. Yeah. So let's talk about it. And then after.
Okay, so he's saying that his alibi is the gas station surveillance camera where he can be seen sleeping, going in and out, and doing all that stuff. But then he says, except when I went to go buy weed, and kind of laughs about it. So that would be one of those details that would be important to me, because if I was an investigator, because it's like, okay, well, the one time that you claim that you weren't on surveillance, like, we need your alibi for that time, not just brush it off like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go buy some weed and I just came back, like, yeah, so I'm sure they would have questions about that for him.
After Laila didn't come back, I think it come out, I gave her $3,000 for that truck. Yeah, same thing I told the police about. I gave her $3,000 in cash. The moment she got in the car with me, because that was our understanding, with an understanding that I was gonna give her 500 more when she helped me clean that filthy motherfucking car out or truck. She never came back that day. Or let's just say she took too long to come back, according to my understanding. And I said, you know what, I'll keep that $500 myself and I'll clean this motherfucking truck out myself. While I'm cleaning out the truck, I just want you to understand, yep, I fucked up. See, because she told me she was selling me the truck and I gave her the money. I said, we'll just handle the paperwork when we get back. When we get back, we'll just go ahead and boom. I don't feel like going through all your junk and shit that you got in this car. We'll just handle the paperwork when we get back. But when I got to that store, Laila had another plan because Laila got in the car with these guys and I felt like I was played. I'm going to show you why. Because when I clinked out the truck, I want to be very specific about what I said. Laila told me that she had took her Cavalier or her car, this was about 2 months before, and traded it for a truck, almost an even swap, which didn't sound right either. But now, when I go clean out the truck, guess what, y'all? Y'all know what I'm finna say. Paperwork ain't in the truck. There's no title to the truck. I'm getting nervous now. I'm feeling played now. Oh, there's a title in the truck though. A title to the Cavalier that she said she traded for it. And a tag to it. This girl that sold me a stolen truck is my greatest fear right now. I parked that motherfucker right back at Walmart. I got in my car. What did I do for the rest of the day? I think I went back to motherfucking racetrack. And the beach is what I do. As I'm waiting for Christina to get out the goddamn hospital. Now, here it is, the next day. I think I immediately left racetrack. Yep. On camera. Yeah. I slept in the motherfucking parking lot, which is right next to Walmart. And then I drove over to Walmart. With the understanding, I'm finna go to Key West, y'all. And then I'm finna go down here to the Everglades. And I ain't got time to wait on this girl to come back. Here go day number 2. And she ain't back. The window on the passenger side of her truck was broken and down. So I go over there and I park and I go inside my car and I get a garbage bag and I walk over to the truck and I'm gonna put it on the window because I'm gonna be gone for about a week or two, so it don't rain in the fucking truck. As I get out my car, yeah, y'all, the story get good now. Yeah, as I get out my car and I'm walking over to the truck, I was like, police everywhere. They jumped out. Hey, what are you doing? Hey, free.
Hey, in case anyone is wondering, the international sign for police is bah, bah, wah, wah, wah. So whenever you hear that, just know that Popo's coming to get your ass.
What's up? Who are you? Do you? I'm like, man, I'm Bryan. Y'all might can call me Shannon Ryan just so we don't get this identification confused, but I'm Bryan. Who truck is this? It's my truck. I just bought it from Leila Cavett. What, is there a problem? Well, how do you know her? And we go through this whole shit that I just told y'all. Now, let me break this down. And I keep asking the officer, is something wrong? Is that truck stolen? Because see, that's my greatest fear. My greatest fear is I done bought or received stolen fucking property. So I keep asking the officer, is the truck stolen? Because I'm telling you who I bought it from. I'm telling you how much I gave them. And I feel like she done played me because the fucking paperwork ain't in the car. So what the fuck can I do with it?
Okay, sorry for those who are just joining us. We're watching this guy. His name is Shannon Ryan, and it's in the Leila Cavett case. This guy was just arrested this morning by the U.S. Marshals for lying to federal agents. But he's not a suspect, apparently, according to the Popo. So we'll see. It's still developing, like it's happening as we speak, actually. So
she was like, no, the truck's not stolen. I talked to like 4 officers. I ain't even going all that. I talked to like 4 officers right there in the parking lot of Walmart, and all 4 of them questioned me thoroughly. And now when I'm over here, see these 2 women officers, they pull up, or detectives, and I already know 2 women officers. You can kind of feel the vibes. Oh Lord, this. And so now they start asking me questions, but their line of questioning different from the men that was questioning. Their line of questions are more so, what kind of mother was Laila? She's a good mother. You know, would she ever abandon? No, she would never abandon her son. I can tell you that right fucking now. She loved that boy too much. She might not have been the best mother. She loved that boy. And so now here it is, and I go to telling them what kind of mother that she is. They're not asking about Laila being missing. They're not asking about none of that shit. They just want to know what type of mother she was, and da-da-da-da. And then so I go through all that with them. Now, I said, officer, y'all can search my car. Oh no, we don't need to search. I said, no, y'all can search it. Hey, let's check. Y'all can search it. Y'all got me pulled over here, and I'm telling you that I was the last person to see her. Now, here we are, and we standing out here, and the woman police officer, I can't remember her name, y'all, but she knows she was on. This is what makes me feel kind of funny about the whole situation. So now I give the woman my phone. I tell her, you can go through it. Here go me and Laila conversation. Here go every conversation. She said, hey, I need to take pictures of it with my phone. Hey, go ahead. Do you know why Laila? I assume Laila was coming to Florida to see me. No, I don't. But I assume she was coming to see me. Now, here it is. And after the woman read my text message, kind of understood the story of me being fucked out of $3,000 and a fucking truck, she says, I want you to write a message for me. I'm like, what you want me to say? She said, have you contacted Laila at all? I said, no, I ain't messaged yet because I know what she do. I figure she'll come back, but no, I ain't messaging her. I want you to message her and say to her, Laila, you fucked me again. I'm tired of this shit. I don't want the truck. You can have it. I'm sticking the keys up under the seat. And you can just come get the truck when you want it. And then the officer told me, we want you to do that because we're hoping she'll come back to the truck. It makes sense at the time. We're hoping she'll come back to the truck and think that she can make some extra money by reselling the truck again. So now I'm really starting to get just like, man, this goddamn truck, gotta be stolen. It gotta be. Now, let me tell y'all something. I don't know nothing about Laila being missing at the time because I don't watch fucking TV. I don't know nothing about no baby being found in Myanmar because I don't watch fucking TV. I don't turn on the news. I don't do none of that shit. So when I'm standing out there, I don't know the baby missing until the officer say, I mean, not the baby missing, Laila's missing, but that the baby had been found in Myanmar. And that's why they thought, and I'm like, no, Laila would never leave her baby. Now, not only do I have this officer,
Yes. So he's saying that the popo came and they were questioning him, and that the police officer had him text Laila talking about, I don't want your damn truck no more, blah blah blah, like, and that to possibly get her to come back. I don't know if I believe that. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know about that part. And I think, like, if it is a lie, it's told for a reason, which I think later on in the story it makes sense. We're almost done with this, thankfully. So let's just get through this.
take keys out my hand and put them in the truck. Then they said, as I was getting ready to go, I think we'll go ahead and search your truck, your car. All right. While they standing there searching my car, one of my spirit guys said, go ahead and take that picture. Yeah, and take that one right there too. You're gonna need those later. Just chill.
So this is very important. So he said that the police were searching his car, and while they were searching his car, his spirit guides told him that he should take pictures of the cops searching his car, which he did, and he posted them on his Facebook. But yeah, he also has spirit guides that, yeah. So I don't know. Like, I was just thinking, like, when's Julie Rowe gonna pop up in this live, talking about psych.
And so now they searched my car, then, and they said, okay, you can go. I said, I just want to be clear about one thing. I said, okay, so y'all know I'm not from Florida. They said, yeah. And y'all know I don't live nowhere down here. I be in the car, I be in a hotel room, so I don't live. So they're like, yeah. And I said, and I just told you I'm getting ready to go down here to Key West, and I'm getting ready to go down here to the Everglades, and you're not gonna be able to contact me or call me like you think you finna. They're like, yeah, we understand. So I'm the last person to see you, and y'all can let me go. They're like, yeah, go ahead, because we don't have no reason to hold you. I got in my car and I rode off. Y'all gotta feel me on this. Y'all gotta feel me on this. See? Now, when I ride off, I say, I'm about 20 minutes away from that Walmart. And I'll say that woman police officer called me back. And she said, I need you to come back to Walmart. I was like, really? She's like, yeah, I need to take some more pictures out your phone. I was like, well, I can't come back right now because I got to deal with a client. But I'll meet you there in the morning. She said, you meet me there in the morning? I said, yeah. You want me to pull back up in the same parking lot? She's like, yeah. So when I got off the phone with her, I'm like, y'all, that just doesn't sound right. I said, I just answered all your questions thoroughly, and now you want me to come back so you can take some more pictures on my phone when I just let you take pictures on my phone. And then it was also the fact that you want to meet me, but very specifically, you want me to go to Walmart parking lot. You could have met me at the police station. You could have met me anywhere. You want me to go back to this scene for a reason, and I don't understand why. So now I'm talking to Christina later on, and she tells me about the missing baby in Myanmar. And I'm like, oh shit. She got my Laila. Now, 2 and 2 starting to come together. And I was like, okay. And then now, let's forward. I didn't go back to meet that officer. Why? Christina told me that the Hollywood Police Department came up there to see her and answer questions about me, about where I'm at, where I'm going. I just want to re-emphasize this is a person that's in the fucking hospital, hooked up to tubes and almost dying, and now they're harassing her. Not once, not twice, not 3, not 4 fucking times. So yeah, let's be clear on that. So now they harassing her. How do you know? Answer the question. Boom, boom, boom. She explains everything clearly. And then the Hollywood Police Department said, well, we need him to come talk to us. And then she said, he talked to y'all yesterday. Y'all let him go. And then they said, no, that wasn't us. That was Myanmar Police Department that detained him. They questioned him. But since they're dealing with the missing child, because the child was found in Myanmar, but the truck was in Hollywood. So we're dealing with the missing girl, Hollywood, and they want to talk to me and they want to ask some additional questions. I ain't got a problem with that. But you know what I got a problem with? I got a problem with how this female officer just tried to trick me to come back to Walmart parking lot so y'all can question me and probably detain me and arrest me. And I ain't trying to go to jail doing Corona, and I'm a black man. You know what else I don't like? I don't like how Myanmar Police Department had an illegal stakeout in Hollywood, detained me, searched me, then let me go, but took the keys from the truck from me, put the keys up under the seat, then have me send a text message that looked like I was angry about something, and then want me to come back to the.
He's not angry about anything, right? Come on now, like, why would we think that he's angry about something? But here he's saying that specifically one of the police department, so Miramar Police Department apparently was in Hollywood, which is out of their jurisdiction, and that they detained and talked to him and searched him and whatever, without being in their own jurisdiction. And then we're asking him to come back. Basically, he's saying that they're trying to entrap him right back into the hands and arms of Hollywood police after Miramar police apparently made him send that text message. Specifically, yeah, so he thinks that he's kind of like being set up.
The scene after you to put the keys up under the seat to have Hollywood Police Department, who's supposed to be dealing with the fucking truck to begin with and the whole situation, question me. You just made me look guilty as fuck before I come back to talk. Because I thought I was talking to Hollywood anyway. I thought that's who I was helping. They never identified themselves as Miramar Police Department. Nope. I thought I was fully helping the Hollywood Police Department. That's why I gave them the keys to the truck with my fingerprints on it. That's why I sent the message right there, timestamp that picture, because I sent that message right there, standing right there with the police department too. In this era of I can't breathe. Y'all say, oh no, you should just go down there. Yeah, a black man that got over 15 fucking felonies. A missing girl, and the black man said he the last person that talked to her. I just felt like they just tried to wrap this case up too quick and like, yeah, he had something to do with it and just lock him up when I've been nothing but cooperatives from the fucking beginning. It seemed like they were just trying to make a case, and I ain't the one.
And see, this is the part where I actually think that he's making some good points. You know, it is an open and shut case. Like, obviously, like, if he did have something to do with it, and it's difficult to say that he didn't, but obviously they don't have enough evidence to charge him with murder or kidnapping or whatever. But this is a good point that he makes, because it's true. Like, you know, African American men are in the majority in terms of like the prison system, and it would be easy to just lock him up. But that's the but part, like, you know, but if he didn't do it, you know, then we have one of those situations where, you know, and the reason why I'm apprehensive, like, my mods will tell you sometimes I tend to jump to conclusions and I have to bring myself back. And, you know, I'll say like, oh shoot, I did it again. I like leaped into a conclusion this time. But just thinking back, like when the Shane Carey interview came out about with Megan Fear, whatever her last name is, Megan Fear Mascura or whatever, and you know, that case, like, I initially thought that Shane was guilty. Like, I compared his interview to Chris Watts's interview. Like, you know, he was showing all the signs of deception, and also, you know, parts of his interview like made me, I don't know, like, I just thought like domestic violence kind of stuff was coming up for me, but you know, it turns out he had nothing to do with it. So yeah, so that's where I find myself, is like, yeah, you know, he definitely is the perfect profile, I guess, with his criminal past. You know, but then again, like, I don't know.
Now, do
No.
your motherfucking job. Find the girl. Now, here we are. And I also want to say, when that police officer was just questioning me, they didn't make it look like Laila, what's the word I want to use, was missing. They made it more look like she had ran away, just to be honest with you. Now, the police department go up there and see Christina again, and they start asking her for my phone, and she won't give them my phone. Tell them to get a warrant, they want my phone. Then the FBI go up there, and they want the phone too. We just want his phone. We just want his phone. We want to look through his phone. This girl is dying in the hospital, and that phone is her only way of contacting or connecting with me and talking to me daily so I can be her spiritual guidance. And you want her to give up the only way that she got to talk to me. Once I find out the FBI involved, that's exactly what I needed. Oh, yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. Now, here we are. And they go up there again, harassing her about the phone, talking about we're going to just come back with a warrant and we're just going to take it. And she's crying on the phone with me, y'all. Y'all ain't got to go through that shit. Y'all ain't got to see someone dying in the hospital, hooked up to tubes and fucking crying, being harassed and worried and stressed.
So I think like this part is interesting. You know, even though like he doesn't like Laila and she may have, you know, screwed him over a couple of times or whatever, like he still does not seem to be concerned with the fact that like she's gone, and he seems to be concerned, like he's upset that the police are investigating her disappearance and talking with different people, including his friend who is in the hospital, and he's acting like it's a inconvenience for him. You know, like it's this whole inconvenience for him. Like, how dare they investigate this disappearance? Because, like, yeah. So there's a little bit of that self-righteousness, that narcissism, a little bit, but yeah, he does talk a lot.
So now here it is. And I tell Christina, I said, give them the motherfucking phone. Ain't nothing on it. I ain't did shit. What do they want to look at? Some weird shit? Give them the fucking phone. Stop making it difficult. Ain't nothing on it because I ain't guilty. Now, here we are. And I call the FBI agent that left his car with Christina, Agent 1. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Sir, do you have a warrant for my arrest? No. Do you want me to turn myself in? No. Well, what's the problem? Well, usually when someone's missing, we're able to ask additional questions. We're able to ask additional questions, but you don't have a place of residence and you don't have a place. I told them that shit before they let me go. So don't try to make it look like I ran or disappeared. I told them motherfuckers that exact shit out my mouth, and it's recorded before I left. Because I ain't scared of shit. That's why I told them. I ain't scared of shit. Now, here it is. And he tell me, yeah. And I'm like, okay, do I need to turn myself? He's like, no, there's no reason for you to turn yourself in. I said, well, I'm on my way back to Florida. And I don't want y'all pulling up on me out of nowhere. Jump out, boys. Like I done did something wrong.
Sorry, there goes again. That means the police, the popo's coming to get you. I'm gonna use that.
Some fucking criminal. I said, so I'm willing to turn myself in now, or I'll go down to Hollywood Police Department my motherfucking self. Because y'all ain't gonna make me look out like I'm a bad guy. Now, ask yourself again why they ain't said nothing about me. So now here it is, and I tell the agent, I said, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. Only reason that I didn't go back when that Hollywood police officer detective was calling me because I felt like they was full of shit and they had fucked up this investigation. How are you gonna detain a man outside your jurisdiction and then want to re-question me again? And I feel like you're trying to set me up. Why do I feel like you're trying to set me up? I'm not. Okay, I had 15 years in prison. I got a number of fucking felonies. And I just told you I was the last person to see it. You can just easily just say case closed. Yeah, it is. It's that easy. What about my heart, y'all? What about the work that I do? Is it because I'm black? Is it because I've been to prison? That makes me a criminal? Is it because I'm a witch? Is it because I talk occultism? Is it because I talk about darkness? Yeah, but what about that light that I talk about? What about the healing that I do? Y'all so easy to throw a motherfucker away. Y'all so easy to throw a motherfucker up under the bus and don't know shit. Don't message me about teaching you nothing. Ain't no readings going on from this point on. Healing, ain't no readings going on. I don't appreciate that. Same people I help, the same people that try to throw me up under the motherfucking bus and didn't know shit. Here it is. And according to her own family, Laila was on crack. I didn't know Laila was on crack. One of her family members made that goddamn comment to a newspaper. Yeah, we had to run out the house because she was smoking crack. So this had to happen somewhere within that year we disconnected because I went and gave $3,000 to a fucking crackhead.
So yeah, that's what he's ultimately, that's the bottom line of his story, is he's saying that her family said that Laila smokes crack and she has an addiction issue, and this guy said that somewhere in the 1 year that they weren't talking to each other, it must have been when she developed this addiction, because he's like, you know, I gave $3,000 to a crack addict. And I think what he's implying with that is that, you know, she's a drug addict, and it's not uncommon for them to disappear, especially when they get a large sum of money, and that he was under the impression that, you know, she'll be back, but she never came back. And so yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. I'm sure, you know, I'm sure that a lot of it is true, but I'm also sure that a lot of it is omitted and, you know, changed around to make it fit. So I don't know. So he was arrested this morning, and we will see what happens to him. The last 3 minutes is, yeah, it's just him going on about that. So I don't know. What do you guys think? I saw some mixed messages, not mixed messages, mixed comments, that some of you think that he's completely full of it. Others think that he might actually be telling the truth. And that's what I was saying. Like, I'm on the fence. I don't know one way or another. Like, part of me wants to believe him only because I kind of like him. If that's, you know, weird. Like, he's very entertaining, and like I could listen to him. But at the same time, like, you know, like the fact of the matter, like when you take away his personality and his animated storytelling, if you just look at the cold facts, like on paper, you know, it's like it is case closed, like he said. So I don't know. Yeah, Sarah says she doesn't like him. You know, and that's okay, right? So, but yeah, skirt. I wonder if that's what, you know, like in the hip hop songs, how they're like skirt or whatever. That's the popo. I just found my coffee from Ellen. Yeah, thanks. And that, I see, and that's the thing. Like, he says that he's been out of prison for 6 years, and he also said that he has 15 felonies, and including burglary and selling drugs and all that stuff. So that tells us that he probably had a pretty rough life growing up, and he committed a lot of crimes, and he probably, yes, probably knows how to manipulate, how to do all of that stuff. Like, we understand that that is part of it, comes with the territory. You can't be a thief and not know how to lie or not know how to manipulate, you know. That would be, it wouldn't be good for the thief, I guess. But like, for him, like, yes, he did all of those things, and he is all of those things, and he's also kept out of prison for 6 years. So believe it or not, like with recidivism, with people who are in the system, it's like a revolving door. And for someone to stay clean, like without getting arrested for 6 years, that's quite an accomplishment for someone um, who claims they changed, which is what makes me kind of believe it, because it's really difficult to stay out of prison. Yes, Honey Hush. He's been out of prison and allegedly has not been in any trouble since. So that's very difficult to do. But then again, yeah, I don't know. Like this case is still active and very active and ongoing. So it'll be interesting to hear how this ends. But I do hope that they do find Laila. And in this case, like I do hope that he is telling the truth, because then that means that hey, she's probably somewhere strung out on crack. Smoking $3,000 of crack hopefully will take her a long time, and so if that's the case, then I hope that that's the case and that they do find her. Um, and if it is the case, then this is the best outcome for the kid as well, because he's not, she's not fit to be a mother while she's in active addiction. Because addiction progresses, it just goes from bad to worse, and there's no coming back. You can't be a functioning crack addict. That doesn't exist. You can't be a functioning any addict, um, because addiction is progressive, and it starts taking over your mind, your soul, your life. All your responsibilities that you have become like you put them on the back burner, like you just don't care, and so and that doesn't make Laila a bad person or any addict a bad person, but it's like it is, it is what it is. That's the shitty part of addiction. But I do hope that that they do find her safe. Dana's saying it wouldn't take a long time to piss away 3K on crack. Yeah, I don't know, but it sounds like a lot. She could have been robbed. Yeah, I mean, we don't know, and that's the part. Jen is saying it could be both. Yeah, yeah, it could be. It seems like from the beginning of the story, when he first met her, when she came to his house, he was saying that there was another woman there with her child as well. So it like that's a little bit, it doesn't make me feel good inside, because it does appear that he does have these vulnerable, women around him. Even this Christina woman that's in the hospital now, and then Laila. So yeah, I don't know. Thank you, Kellyanne. Hi, Brooks. I don't think so either. Yeah, I don't think that she would have. I believe him when he says that she loves her kid and that she wouldn't do anything to harm the kid. I do believe her. So I don't think that she abandoned the kid. Like, I think, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, that's possible. Oh, dang. Oh, thank you, Brooks. That's so kind of you. Thank you so much for the super chat. Yeah, so this was completely unplanned, this live, and I just wanted to come on and just check in and share that article with you and just kind of chat. Um, oh, I'm glad, Megan. I'm glad that it's interesting, that it was interesting for you. But yeah, this it's active. There are a lot of cases right now that I'm following and that I have on my list of cases that I want to discuss with you guys as well. And so I just feel like if we don't start, we're never going to get there. But I just got really fed up with all the drama and the fighting, so I had to just step away and regroup. Um, but here we are, and we'll just keep, yeah, we'll keep doing what we're doing. So I'm gonna wrap it up now. Thank you again for listening, for being here, for your comments, for your support. Thank you to the mods for helping out, and it was so good to see everyone in chat and to read your questions and your comments. And I missed talking to you guys. So until next time, and don't let the skirt get you. I messed that up. Skirt. There we go. All right. Love you guys. Have a good Sunday. Bye.